Big breath in again in your ragdoll. When you exhale, exhale so it drops your upper body a little more toward the floor. Bend your knees more to be more of a ally to your low back and hamstrings. It's the first moment you've bent over, probably after being upright all day. Let your head drop, please. Let your head let go. Like we're in our head all the time. And I know what it is to be in my head too and have life coming at me. Sometimes it can just be kind of too much, you know? Take a big breath in. And a sigh for where something seemed a little bit too much. He's got like a big bad wolf growl going on over there. Let yourself rock side to side. But like life's like that, like stuff can be too much and we can feel kind of frustrated or overwhelmed or scared. And yet we don't express it. So the body will always want to express itself. And the practice of yoga allows us a platform to do it. And that's why your practice is about you. It's you having your own self-expression in every pose. Please bring your hands to the floor, shoulder width apart. Step slowly back to ease your way into down facing dog. Walk it out a little bit. Let your legs, the backs of your legs have a stretch that they maybe didn't get all day. Unless, of course, you started your day doing 108 sun salutations.
Nope. 3.
What?
3 or 4.
3 or 4? Excellent. Big breath in, guys. Mouth wide open, stick your tongue right out, down to your chin. Let that all escape. You become your own escape artist on the mat. Take a deep breath again, but hold it this time. And this time, let it go easy, slowly, kindly. Legs together. Inhale your right leg up in the air. Bend the upper knee, flex the foot. Lift the leg up just a tiny bit higher. And roll open as you exhale. Spread your toes out, spread your toes. And then move your upper ankle around in little circles. Little circles. And then slow your roll and then counter circles. Just to feel what it is to get the joints moving. That have been kind of locked up in our shoes, etc. Roll your hip down. Take your foot right between both hands, please. Soften your back knee gently down on the ground. Take your hands at your low back, interlace your fingers, clasp hold. Stretch your arms straight down. So then your shoulders come lower and actually back out onto your back. At the same time, can you squeeze your shoulder blades into mid-spine? Nice. Can you pick up your chin like you're stretching it up toward the ceiling in a way that gives your throat some open space and some stretch, the muscles in your throat, some stretch. Again, talking about self-expression, move that exhalation out. Plant that front foot down into the ground. The big toe mound, the 4 corners of that front foot. Press your hips forward a little more. Stretch your chest up. Very gently bend back. Good. Please place your palms back down, facing dog. Hips go side to side. Feet hip width. Spread your finger bones into the floor, like root them. And then bring your legs together and squeeze them into one another. Almost like 2 separate legs become fused as one. And there's a power in that, two becoming one. Left leg high up in the air. Exhale, bend the upper knee, and you're already there. So just you're already there. So just peel that knee and hip open. And then spread out your toes. Make sure your finger bones really root into the floor. The base of your finger and where the knuckle meet, especially on the first and second fingers. And then go ahead, take soft circles, slow circles with your upper ankle. While pressing your bottom heel toward the ground, getting a little bit of a stretch, maybe in the Achilles on the lower leg. And then counter it on the upper leg, counter the ankle rotation. Big breath in, take the leg a little higher. Now please just take your foot and sweep it forward between both palms. Make time to take your consideration for your back knee to come down. Top of the back foot rests. Get well planted in the top foot and the front foot. Bring your hands to your low back. Press your hips forward. You've got to have your own back. Hug your elbows in toward one another. Feel your shoulder blades press toward mid-spine. And then just let yourself stretch. Just let your head go back if it's comfortable. Breathe into your throat muscles. Breathe self-expression that you kind of shelved. Breathe that out. And then go ahead, see if you can stretch up a little more. Press your hips a little more forward. Bring both palms right to the floor, downward facing. Nice job. Hips side to side. Maybe you shake out your head side to side. Your practice is an opportunity for you to not be such an escape artist, but to be with yourself. Because when you start learning how to be with yourself, however it shows up on the mat, and then you're with yourself through the whole process, right to that sweet Shavasana at the end, when you find some stillness internally, the reward is sweeter because you know that that wasn't always easy to get through to the other side. But your yoga practice is really just chunks of moments. And if you breathe in and breathe out through chunks of these moments, you will get to the other side. And don't forget that you wanted to be here. You said you'd sign up, and your practice called you here tonight. It called me here. And then you guys had your own calling, and you said yes. So take in a breath and say yes on the exhalation, either out loud or at least to yourself. Because yes, that puts something else into a whole new direction, and a whole new movement comes from that. And something will move you. Feet to your hands, please. Flat back, breath in. Folding in. Knees stay bent. Be nice to your low back. Now hugging your core to further support your spine. Stand up tall. Stand up tall. And the longer you take breath in, the leaner you get. Exhale, chest right into thighs. Knees deeply bent. Head drops all the way. Halfway up, breath in. High push up. Let your exhale get you to plank. Stay here, shoulders over your wrists, but can you move your shoulders down away from your ears? And can you stretch your chest away, or chin away from your chest? Thighs need to squeeze and pick them up off the floor by pushing through your heels. Power up the legs. You have all the ingredients you need. Take a full breath in. Hug in the core and rock forward on the balls of the feet. That gets your chest through the arms. You decide half cobra or up dog. Feet press, palms press, arms squeeze towards sides of your body and up dog. Shoulders gently press back. Nice. Draw your core in to get back to down dog. Breath in. Clean it out. Breathe in. Breathe it out. In. Unclog. You're just excavating. Zip up your core. After that final breath is cleaned out, you zip up the core, your core. You look forward to your hands. And you walk, you float, you cartwheel, you crawl, you do whatever, but you will get there. Halfway lift, breath in. Hugging your core, fold forward. Knees stay bent. Root your heels into the floor. Rise up to stand. Let your fingers get stretched out of the knuckles and squeeze up your thighs. So there's like mountaintop, like in the lower body, like that energy. The upper body has more water energy, fluid. Folding on your exhalation. Halfway lift. High push-up. Full breath in. Rock forward. Hear your exhalation. And then in breath, up facing. Eyes on one spot. Down facing. Eyes land between your feet. Breathe in. Let the exhale just flow through. Hugging your core, hop, feet to hands. Flat back. Forward fold. Rise up. Ground your feet. Squeeze up the legs. Then everything else gets lifted. Forward fold. Keep bending your knees, guys. You're still just starting out. Lift halfway up. Hug in your core. High push up. Build on your strength here. Push the floor away from you. And then rock forward and exhale everything to lower halfway. And then your inhale is the leader to your up dog, like that phrase, take me to your leader. Take me to your leader of down dog by the breath. And it's subtle, but it's powerful force, and that force is always with you. Take in a breath. I need to go home and watch Star Wars or something. Star Trek, I don't know. But it's true. Breathe in. Breathe out. And notice what you're clearing out is just what's not vital. And you just make space for what's vital. One more in. Walk up, feet to hands. Nice job. Flat back, breath in. Forward fold. Let your head let go. Give yourself no time to really contemplate anything. Just be in the flow of breath and movement. Rise up. Forward fold. Lift halfway. Get your core sucked in. High push up. Supporting that spine by utilizing that core. Low push up. Hugging that core. Don't let it collapse to the floor. Up facing. Downward facing. Together, breathe in. Together, let go. And notice that some of you will exhale sooner than others and be all done with it, whereas others will, like their exhale will trail on or trail off. Just keep letting it all go. Follow the beat of your own drum. Listen to the sound of you and just let that all free flow. And slowly take in. And this time, please hold the breath. Hold on to it. Let go. Pause it at the end, please. Breathe in. Hold on to it. Don't overfill the breath. Send that exhale to the bottom of your lungs. Let there be a pause at the bottom. Take it up to that third level. Go up. Pause it. Slow and easy, go. Let the exhale go with the flow until you don't hear it anymore. Then let there be a pause at the bottom. And then walk up, feet to your hands. When we slow down the breath, it will slow down the mind. Take a breath in. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, drop your hips and take both arms straight up in the air. Bend your right elbow, grab the top of your shirt, and just hold here. Your left hand takes your right elbow. You sit back into your heels. So it's just kind of like a half. And you sit weight into your heels and it forces your shin bones to fire up. Like the muscle, it fires up. And then drop down like 2, 3, 4, 7 more inches. And you can challenge yourself here. It's a safe place to challenge yourself. And you got to figure out inside yourself, what kind of practice does my body want tonight? Does it want challenge? Or is my challenge actually backing off? Sit lower. And you're starting to build a fire here. That's all you're doing. You don't want to let that fire, go out. Forward fold. Great job. Keep that bind. And then lift halfway up. Palms to the knees or shins. Flat back. Now get your core all ready and get back to plank position. Chin away from your chest. Look out there. Low plank position. All the exhale. Take it out. Take it out with the trash. And then upward dog. Really let yourself get inflated. Down facing. Take all that out. Nice. Nice, you guys. Take your right foot, step forward. Ground down through your back foot. Squeeze up your back leg. Then both feet press down. Inhale up. Eyes on one spot. Can you take your front knee to a 90 degree? Just knee over the ankle, and can you just sink in a little deeper? And you don't lose your back leg, your back leg is like a big part of this partnership, but oftentimes we just devote it all to one. So let both of your legs work for you to stabilize you, to ground you. And then just take your arms up and stretch back. Let your exhales be what bends you back. Let your breath out be the leader to lead a little more back bend. And can your arms open wider, a little more out to the sides? And can you dip in a little more on your front leg? Because it's safe to challenge yourself here. Yeah. Breath in. Go back. Breath in. Hands to the floor. Right through the flow. High plank. In breath. Low plank. Out breath. All that air gets out first. Up dog in. Downward dog out. Left foot steps forward. Back foot flat. Find your footing and then rise. You got to find your roots and then you rise. And you need to put a little effort and a little bit of work into stabilizing those roots. Concentrate them. And then you'll find that you rise organically from that place of security. Yeah, when we feel safe and secure, we will want to say, what else is there? Let's explore. Your eyes on one spot. As you bend your front knee a little more and press it toward the baby toe edge of your left foot. You'll open up that hip wider. This is kind of like your first hip opener. You don't have to like it, but that's probably why you don't like it. But then again, you're getting stronger in this. You have an opportunity to be in a pose that's going to really cultivate deep lower body strength. And if we feel physically stronger, we can hold our own. Stretch up. Bend back. If we feel really secure, we can explore new terrain, new possibility. In the body we've been in every single day since the day we were born. And yoga gives you a new relationship and perspective of your same old body. Breath in, go back. Return to the floor. Get your core pulled in. Let your core work on your behalf and on behalf of your spine. Low push-up. Upward. Downward facing. You breathe in and you breathe out. You can take child's pose anytime you need a little break. That's still part of your flow, but just remember to call yourself back in the game. Breathe in. Pause it. Exhale. Again, your core, look between your hands. Put your sight where it's at, and then you make your move, like you keep your eyes there and your feet come to that mark. Lift halfway, breathe in. Folding forward, breath out. Bend your knees, sit your hips low. Arms both up, 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 and then bend the left elbow and just right hand takes it and just draws it back a little bit. Sit lower, bring weight into your heels, like, 75-80%. Squeeze your legs, squeeze up your core, pull your core right up and in. Exhale, fold, awesome. Halfway lift, breathe in. High plank position. Chest comes through your arms, go for it, lower. Upward. Back to down dog with a breath. Pressing right out. In and out. Together, right foot steps, warrior one. Ground the back foot, squeeze your back leg, fire it up, and then free flow up there and back again. Back down to the floor. High plank. Empty out. Core in. Nice, nice. Upward. Down facing. Just a step, left foot, bend the knee. Your legs have been holding you up your whole life. You got this. Warrior one, rise up. Empty out, get back to high plank. Let your exhale get you right through it. And then your inhale takes you to up dog. And then you take all that breath, you move it out, and that's going to start igniting the feel of down dog to feel really alive and you more connected to it. In the beginning though, usually like you're dressed for yoga, but your head's someplace else. Like your head's still in line at the drive-thru at the bank, or still in line in traffic or whatever. Just let yourself have a little time to get here, even after you've arrived. Take a breath in and out. Hug in your core, look forward, get to the front edge of your mat. Flat back, breathe in. Forward fold, empty. Chair pose, bend your knees, sit low, arms reach up. Heart right into your thighs, melt it. Halfway up. Step back, plank. Low plank with a big smile. Up facing. So you're still serious, but you're lighthearted, down facing. And I only invite you to do that because I was just way too intense about this stuff for so long. But that was my approach in life. And it was a conditioning. I learned it. I wasn't born that way. Left foot, step it forward. Reach up. Did you guys notice that you haven't done the right yet?
No.
Anyone notice?
No.
I was seeing if you were here or in your head.
I did it, did you see?
Back to the floor. That's all we do. We breathe in our bodies and our brains and our lungs a little more. High, low, upward, downward, and we start to wake up. That's all consciousness is. And then you are like, wait a minute, I didn't do the right. But if you recognize, like, well, I'm not that conscious, then you'll be like, I don't know, thinking of a comic strip you read on Sunday or something in the paper.
Just doing what I'm told.
So be present. Yeah. So be present to what you're doing. That's all. And know that you'll fall asleep, and then you'll wake back up, you'll get in the flow, and you'll be like, I've got it this time. And then you'll fall asleep again. And go, wait, what pose? What are we doing? Walk, feet to your hands. And that's what the practice is. Yoga helps us just be more awake over time. Halfway lift, forward fold. Bend your knees, sit low, build a fire, arms reach. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Bend your knees, drop your hips, arms reach up. Sit in the chair. Breathe, but not like you're gonna burn out your fire. Just steady, steady. Forward fold, that's excellent. Halfway up. High plank. Come through, low push up. Up, dog. Down, dog. Right foot, warrior one. Come on up, come on up, come on up. You got it. Now get your exhale to get you into a warrior two. Your right knee presses open. Your outer edge of your back foot pressing, your back leg squeezing. And then your arms just get pulled apart. And then June, can you take your take presence into your back body so you reach a little more back here, and then it stops putting all that compression on the front knee. It kind of evenly distributes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now can you take your back foot back here a little bit so it's more in line with that front heel?
Yeah.
And then press your front knee forward. Press it open. Feel your belly pull right in to lift you. And then just sink in a little deeper. Let your hips start sinking a little closer toward the fire underneath you. That's what it feels like. And then reverse your warrior. Reach up. And then bring it back to the floor. High plank. Low plank. And then upward. And your downward dog. Breath in. Yeah, we're just excavating. We're just burning up and burning off what's crusty on the surface layer of physical body, but also mental, emotional. Because I know there's more vitality in there. I know there's more you, enlivened you underneath it all. Go ahead, left foot, warrior one. Reach up. One seamless exhalation opens yourself into warrior two. You decide if maybe you could step your front foot in forward a little more and just create a little more opening in the hips without taking it into an extreme. And breathe. Breathe easy. Fierce pose, but a breath that says, I got you. And if it comes in like a fire-breathing dragon, it'll burn you out. You want something sustainable, like slow roasting. But let that slow roasting belief of, I got you, start to imprint and ink your brain. Reverse your warrior, reach up. Look up. Let your head go. Show your throat the light. Right to the floor. Core in. High plank. Come through. Low. Upward. Push back. Chest to thighs. Head drops. Eyes land between feet. Your downward dog. Listen to your breath in. Then let it just slowly come through. Legs come together. Your right leg goes up in the air. And at this point, you've been in with your body enough, you've done some movements, you kind of know how you're feeling. So you'll know if you're bending your knee and if you're flipping over. Or if you're just keeping your knee in the air. Or you're just coming into a tabletop on your hands and feet, hips and heart lift. Be with yourself and you'll know. And the practice will teach us how to trust that inner voice of where we should go, what we should do, etc. First, we got to clear some headspace so we can really listen deeper than the surface chatter. Return back to plank position. You're setting yourself up for a high plank. So legs and feet come together. And then you spin your heels to the right and your left arm goes in the air. Or the right knee softens to the floor, the left foot flattens, and the left arm goes up. But you want to celebrate your pose. You want to acknowledge that where you're at is perfect for you, and the person behind you is there. It's perfect for where they are. And then everyone's got space to find their pose. Bring your hand to the floor, please. High to low. Upward dog with a smile. Downward dog with a smile. Take your right leg up in the air.
Right leg.
Kick the roof off a little bit. And then, without huffing and puffing, of course, and then bring your right foot to your right wrist. Crescent lunge. Decide if your right foot's planted and your left knee's coming down, or the left leg stays straight. You have both feet rooted, and then you rise up. Your fingers spread, your palms spread. Drop your gaze at eye level in front of you. Hear your own breathing. Use your exhale to place your palms together at the heart. Push them strong. Breath in again. Move your shoulders back. Twist. Left elbow outside right thigh. Breathe in. Back leg is going to squeeze up. Back heel presses a little more. And then you spread your arms wide. Wide open. And you just breathe in. Let some light in, let some air in. We need the right amount of density with the right amount of buoyancy. Good. And when we hold our breath, everything feels dense, mentally and emotionally. When not much air gets in, not much light, we don't have a lot of space. Return back into Warrior Two. Your eyes over your right middle finger. Your gaze lands over the right middle finger. Your right knee pressing. And then triangle, stretch all the way out there. Right leg straightens. Reach out as much as you can. Keep your feet really rooted. And then just open your arms wide. Yeah. And breathe in. Go back, exhale. Return to the floor, high plank. Low push-up, hugging your core. Put your eyes on one spot in up dog for just a moment. Then they drop, your eyes go between the center of your mat and land between the feet. Legs come together. Left leg high. Bend the upper knee. And decide if you're flipping over. And know that what you decide is right, so you don't have to keep questioning it. Go figure. Go ahead, and if you can, knee and flip dog, can you stretch your upper arm toward that back door? Saluting Mary for saying, come to my house, guys, and do yoga. Return, high push-up. Set up for side plank. Legs and feet together. Heel spin to the left. Arm goes right.
I hit it the other way before.
Let your tailbone drop a little more towards your heels. Hug in your core. And then push straight through. Push your hips high. And release. Good work. High to low. Up facing. down facing. Left foot's gonna sweep in the air. Jim's like, I can't wait to keep going. Get your leg in the air, knock the roof off. And sweep the left foot between the hands and then move it right to the left wrist. Set your feet up first. Don't worry about getting up. Don't worry about getting up. Get your placement of your feet the right width. And when you come up, if the feet are placed right, there'll be stability. And don't worry if you come up and you're all shaky, because that is how you figure out how to get stable. Stretch up, fingertips reaching, smile spreading across your pretty little face. Hands to the heart, twist. Your right elbow is going to hook right outside your left leg. Don't let your front knee start to dump in toward the middle of your mat. Press it open. Press down through that front foot, Kendra. Squeeze up your back thigh toward the ceiling. And then feel like your spine wants to stretch out of your pelvis in the right amount. And then spread the arms apart. Big inhale. Big free-for-all exhale. Big in. Open wider breath out. The secret is the more you exhale, the wider your upper body lets go into a new space. Make your way into warrior two. Eyes land over your left middle finger. Both arms are coming apart at the seams, and you're only coming apart so you can make room for your best and truest you to emerge. That's all. That's all it is. Breath in. Triangle, left leg straightens. With your left leg straight, reach out, reach out, reach out, and then open wide. Stay rooted in your feet. Push both feet into the floor, pull your core in more. And then maybe your bottom shoulder will press back. And maybe your bottom lung says, lift me up. You want the right amount of stability on bottom, so lightness on the top. And lift. Open up the heart. Shine more. And return. High push up. Lower. Upward. Downward. Breathe in. Out. Get all the air out. Pause. Zip up your core. Walk feet to hands. Flat back in. Forward fold out. Bring your feet together. Knees together. Thighs squeeze. And then go ahead. Arms are reached. Chair pose. Weight into the heels. Bring your palms to your heart. Slow breath in. Slow roasting exhalation. Turns. Left elbow outside right knee. Press your hips down more. Press back more. Yeah. And sit lower. Hug in your core. And just start letting yourself take more of a twist. More of a twist. Bring out your core more. Spread both arms apart. Breathe in. Open wider. Just exhale. The upper body wants to start opening up and letting go. And release. Separate the feet hip width. Grab your big toes. Peace fingers. Grab them. Okay. Now inhale. Pull that spine up and out. Exhale. Fold. Feel both elbows bend toward the back wall. Hug in your core. Maybe rock just a little more forward. And you might feel like I might tip over. And then you figure out that you use your core so that you don't. Good. Breath in. Dump it. Release your feet. Bring them back together. Big toes and heels touch. Knees squeeze, thighs squeeze. Hug in the core, bend your knees, drop. Arms reach, bend back. Twist it out. Right elbow hooks outside the left. You drop your hips down into a roaring fire. Just a little bit ago, Kendra was saying she was chilly and she was going to keep her prison break striped shirt on. Are you chilly still, Kendra?
Oh no, I'm fine now.
Okay, good. That's what we're doing though, we're building heat. Squeeze your legs more, activate them by just dropping in a little deeper. Pull your chest up off your thighs, and then open both arms wide. And if you wanted, you could rest your bottom forearm on your thighs, across your thighs. But keep lifting your chest and keep sinking your hips low. Drop your hips down lower, Jim. Drop them. Drop them. You got it. Drop them. Don't analyze. Just go for it. Go in the fire. Release. Feet hip width. Lift up the feet. Slide your palms under. You make sure your feet are the right amount of space apart so you're stable. Okay? Now lift your chest up and out, away from your thighs, and then let your chest soften into your thighs. You can still bend your knees. Yes, you've definitely heated up the body tissue by now, like Kendra said. She's all warm and toasty. But you can still keep being gentle as the back body starts to open. Let your exhale slowly go. Let them release so they relieve you. And your Shavasana is even sweeter as a result of the letting go at that level, that deeper level. Okay, release your feet. Nice work. Slowly come up, slow, slow. Hands on the hips, rise up. Inhale, arms reach up. Wrap up, right arm under, right leg over your left leg. Zip up your core first. Squeeze your thighs. And you might notice that your bottom knee might want to cave in. Just keep thinking, seal my thighs, seal out all the light. Bend your bottom knee a little more, breath out, release out of it. Arms reach high, and from the exhalation, the left leg lifts up and squeezes, the left arm comes underneath. And you think, how flush can I make my spine? Like if your vertebrae were just coins stacked on top of one another, and you just think, how can I slowly move my right hip back if I need to, so that my belly button's a little more centered? Bend your bottom knee, breath out, sweep up. Right leg, right arm. You squeeze your foundation, you get that set. This is what the practice does. It helps us to reset, rebuild, and refine by strengthening our foundation. Release. Inhale up. Left side. Go for it. You could start making that grocery list in your head where you said get more cucumber to add to Kendra's water, but instead you're going to breathe. You could pull your core in more probably, and then your spine will go, oh, thanks for the lift. Release. Excellent. Arms go up. Palms come right to the heart as you breathe out. Bend your right knee. Bring both hands to your right hip, or to both hips rather, and squeeze. Take that leg out in front of you if you want. Pull your toes back. Take your right leg out to the side so you bend that knee in again. You can catch hold of the knee. You can look over your left shoulder. You remember your bottom leg is your friend. Squeeze it, activate it. Left arm can go out. Come on back. Left hand outside right knee. Right hand on right hip. Very slowly, turn your gaze to your torso. Extend your right arm behind you if you want. Look back there if you want, or keep your eyes on the side wall. Come on back. Arms sweep right up. Right leg out in front of you. Sweep it straight back and send your arms with it. Airplane. You zip up your core and you think, try to align my right hip with my left. Push straight out through that right leg. Push out through the foot. Bring your hands to your heart. Bring your foot to the floor. Come to stand. Left knee, pick it up. Squeeze both hips with your hands. Extend it out. Pull your toes back, even your pinky toe. Squeeze the quad. Bend the knee more. Left hand catches hold. Feel your tailbone gently tilt under. Open the left leg out to the side. Right hand can stay on your right hip. Or you could just extend it a little below shoulder level. Your bottom leg, squeeze it. It's your friend. It'll hold you up. It's been holding you up all your life. Come on back. Slowly, steady but slow. Right hand outside left knee. Left hand on hip. Turn your upper body to face the left side. Be here. Just listen to yourself breathe. And then if you want, you could extend that left arm behind you. You could look back there. Sometimes a change of scenery is super nice. But let your eyes be still. Hug in your core. You'll be all right. Even if you fall, it's still all right. Come on back. Sweep both arms. Extend that left leg out. Airplane it straight back and take the arms with it. Palms face the floor. Arms squeeze in alongside your body. Your chest lifts higher than your hips. You bring your hands to your heart. You come upright to stand. Feel what it is to get both feet down on the ground again. And shake your hips around if you want to. Okay, your left leg, left foot rooted, tree, right foot into left leg. Into the ankle, the inner shin, or the thigh. Palms press them at your heart. Like if you had a beach ball, or like a very small beach ball between them. Move your shoulders back. Let your spine lift, Jim. Just hugging your core. That's it, that's it. You feel how you're much more like out and about in your posture?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like your tree pose isn't under a bushel anymore. Interlace your fingers over your head. And as you press straight up, remember it all began at the foot. No white knuckle toes, Jim. Relax your toes. Utilize the whole foot. Press straight up. Squeeze both arms into your ears. Draw the arms back. Shoulders back. Release. That's excellent. Good work. Feel both feet into the floor. Bring your hands to your hips. Actually, widen your feet a tiny bit. And just kind of shimmy your hips around, hip circles, whatever. Like we're going to stay in the flow, so I'm not going to find a Shakira playlist for you. But I just want you to feel what it is to get opening, as well as strengthening, as well as stretch. And boy, it changes the whole picture from where you walked in the room a little bit ago. Then bring both feet together. Feel the sole of your right foot spread across the floor. Like if your bottom foot could make love to the floor, make love to the floor. Squeeze up your right leg.
Oh, please.
Take your, yeah, I don't mean it like that, but I mean make a very intimate connection. And then take your left foot in. Yeah, like get rooted. And then just let everything else kind of come together. Just envision your spine is stacking up like coins. And yes, Kendra, nice. And every coin that stacks on top of one another, it lights up your spine. Breath in. And out. And release. Both feet into the floor. Spread them across. Make contact. How's that? Make contact to the earth underneath you and let it support you and hold you up at the same time as you're pressing down into it. And then notice how that activates your legs by you pushing your feet into the floor and the floor pushing up into the soles of your feet. There's a united stand in the way you stand. Bend your knees now. Drop those hips. Sweep the arms up. Heart right into your thighs. Flat back. High plank. Low. Up facing. Down facing. Just go for it without a hitch. Right foot, warrior one. Big step. Rise up. Without any space to pause, warrior two. Without any room to analyze, reverse. And no overthinking, right into triangle. Just go with the flow of your body saying, I want to go there. Triangle pose. Push your feet into the floor. Pick your heart up. Nice, Jim, nice. Rise up to stand. Root into the feet, and then you come up. Turn your toes to face the hard drive wall. The big bad hard drive, and then interlace your fingers. And squeeze your shoulder blades together. Pull the arms down so the shoulders are back on your back. Hips forward, heart lifting. Forward fold. Practice is just a practice of alignment. And as we start to root into and make our way back, even if it's been decades, look back into our body, back into alignment. Our intuition guides us more. And our intuition is housed in the body, and the intuition says, but I want to go there. And with a clearer head, maybe you won't chop yourself off at the legs for where you really want to go. Breath out, let your head go. Let it drop. Let new oxygen find its way. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your right foot to face the front wall. Step your back foot in. Oh, just like a half foot or so. Hands on both hips. Your hips are square. Your belly is drawn in. You root through the floor with your feet and legs, and you pull in the belly. You move your shoulders back. You press your hips forward, chest lifting. And then you just bend your front knee. Anchor down through your right big toe. And take a fold right over your front leg. And then if you want to, take a twisting triangle. Left hand on a block. Underneath your left shoulder. Right hip pulling back. Your spine saying, I'm going forward. And you just open up. And you squeeze up both legs as though they were squeezing toward each other. And then you release. Nice job. High plank. Low push up. Shoulders back. Upward dog. Shoulders back. Down facing. Left foot. Warrior one. No room to think. You're on the move. Reach up. Empty out. Warrior two. Reverse. Long breath in. The exhale moves you into the flow of triangle. Left leg straight. Left hip pressing back. Arms spread wide. Bottom lung says, show me a little light, show me a little love. Legs say, firm me up. The upper body says, oh, I feel a lot more supported with that kind of security and stability underneath me. Upper arm pulls you to stand while your feet root into the floor stronger. Left toes turn, you're facing this kitchen wall. Please take any bind you wish with the arms. So you could be in reverse prayer, you could have opposite hand, opposite elbow, you could interlace, you could do clasping of the hands, whatever. Squeeze up your legs, feel your thighs press forward, your heart lifting away from your belly button. Your exhale is what folds you in half. Breath in, breath out. Outer edges of the feet pressing, inner ankles will lift as a result. Inner thighs compress to the outer thighs. Belly's drawn in. Head says, oh, well, all that stability underneath me, I'm free to let go. And maybe your head's wanted to let go a long time. So give it up here. Give it up now. Go ahead. Bring your hands to your hips. Come up slow. Left foot turn forward. Back foot steps in. Feel both inner thighs squeeze toward each other. Press your hips forward. Elbows squeeze together behind you. Again, hands support your low back. Fold where your left big toe pushes down into the floor. Let your head fall. Breathe out. If you want the backs of your legs, the muscle tension to release, you gotta let go of the breath. It'll feel better. Twisting triangle. Right hand is totally aligned with that right shoulder. Pull the chest and spine out more, and then you twist. That way you're not wrenching a rounded back. Gosh, even that doesn't sound good, does it? But breathing, hearing the sound of you guys breathe sounds better. It's like music to my ears. Let it be music to yours. Bigger, fuller breath, hungrier for life. Bigger you breathe, more vital. And you'll be more in your body. And so you'll always be in a better flow with whatever you do. At work, when you sit down at your desk tomorrow, be in a better flow. Open wider. Let the flow find you. Like what you're looking for is looking for you. Upper hand to the floor. High plank. Low. Upward. And downward dog. Breathe in. Let go. Make your way to plank. And just lower slow. 8 counts, 3 counts, whatever, but slow. Low push up until you're on the ground all the way down. And when you land entirely, your whole body, let it just make contact with the floor. And this time, love the floor. Cheek to one side. Give yourself a moment to slow down your exhalations. You notice how you slow down your exhalations. You not only slow down your brain, but you also get more grounded. You come back into your body. Lift your head up, turn your cheek nicely to the other side. Give the other side of your face that sense of being cradled by the floor. Bring your forehead to center. Please interlace your hands at your low back. Squeeze your arms straight and take your palms off your butt. Go ahead, exhale everything. And use your inhale to lift your chest up and away from the ground. Move your shoulders down, Jim, that's it. And when you move your shoulders down and back, you squeeze the shoulder blades to mid-spine, your whole front body cracks open more. And your legs can lift up, or they could stay on the ground. You've got to know what kind of practice you need for tonight, and then you'll know what to do. Exhale, all you have, return your entire body to the ground. Land like that. It's like a unanimous thud, but a gentle thud. Just coming out of the poses has everything to do with keeping yourself safe. Go ahead. Please take your arms straight back behind you, but don't clasp your hands together. Just keep them at your sides, please. Palms face the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades in toward each other right now. Excellent there. Go ahead. Let your inhale pick you up off the ground. Upper body lifting. See if you can put a little more light in your collarbones by getting them off the ground. Maybe your legs stretch out a little more, but your pinky toes rather tilt toward the floor. Squeeze your legs. Release. Go right back up. Just as you were. Flip your palms, Jim, so they face the other way. That's it. Lengthen your fingers out of your knuckles. That's it. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Go somewhere new. Go to a higher floor of your treehouse. And then release. Big inhale. Go ahead, upward facing dog. See if your shoulders soften back more. See if you're room for your spine to melt towards your heart more. Down dog. Knee softened camel. So you pad up your knees with your mat underneath them. Hands support your low back first and foremost. Your tailbone drops. Can you feel like your thighs want to start clenching toward each other? And can you then push your hips and thighs toward the front of the room? And then can you lift your heart up to the ceiling, and then you take a little arc. Try to see if your arms and elbows squeeze in just a little more toward each other. And you don't want your shoulders right up to your ears, because then you squeeze in and it's really just too much. Come out of the pose nice and easy with your core. Bring yourself back to the floor. Slide your knees back a little bit and just find child's pose. You don't have to unroll. You can just move back. Let your hips slide back a little more toward your heels. See, as we open up the spine, we open up the pelvis. There's room where there wasn't just a little bit ago. Like exactly an hour ago. But man, when you make room for yourself and your body, I just notice like when I do that, like I'm just more patient. I'm extra considerate, more than my usual. And when I feel like I'm really in my body, I'm much more grounded and I'm much more present. So I don't want the practice to just empower you physically. I want it to empower you on the insides of yourself and at the deeper layers, which is why we do core work. Make your way up to stand. On your knees, of course, not standing, but just on your knees, yeah. And then make your way out onto your back. From there, you're going to set up for bridge. Feet are underneath your knees, hip width apart. Push down into the floor with those feet, your feet. Your hips go up. Your tailbone can lengthen toward the backs of your knees. You can press your hips high. You press your chest to the wall behind you. You get your arms underneath you. You press down through the shoulders. You press down through your arms. Your knuckles lengthen towards your heels. And then you soften down on your next exhalation. Big inhale. Clear. Go right up, bridge. Feet set and just go. Feet set and just go. Once you know like the basic alignment, you just go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Can you go a little more? Can you go into something? Can you press your heart open into something bigger? And then come down. Big inhale. Clear. Go right into another back bend, bridge pose, or variation. And even when you challenge yourself, still be considerate with yourself. Press higher. Just by pressing into the floor, you'll press higher. That's the secret. Push my feet into the ground. You build it from the ground up, and then you go places. Without that rooted stability, you probably couldn't. Or you would, and it'd be a lot of effort because it'd be too much strain. Come down. Big in. Big easy out. Go ahead, right up. Bridge. If you wanted to, you could always do a variation. Take your right ankle over your left thigh and press your right knee and thigh down. Just opening up that hip a little more. Stay rooted in that bottom foot underneath you. Big toenails, press down. Nice. Come down. Excellent. In and then out. Last one. I think it's the last one. Go ahead, bridge.
I tweaked my finger.
You tweaked it?
I tweaked it.
No strain. Root down. Press up. It's like your spine pushes in to your heart. Yeah, nice. Release. Good work. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. Just pause where you are with your just listen to your breath sound again. Okay, take your knees up and over to the right, chin left. Breathe in there. Okay, tailbone lengthen towards your heels. It's a tiny movement, but just make that conscious tiny movement. Freeze up the lumbar. Bring it back to center. Other side. Breathe it in. Open your mouth, tongue out, clear. Come on back. Hug your knees into your chest. Flex your feet. Rock side to side. Take your legs straight up in the air. Take your hands behind your head. Your knees can be bent if you need them. Exhale everything. And then pulse up on the next breath in. And then lower. Come up. 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please eagle your right leg, eagle pose your right leg over your left and right arm underneath your left arm. Just like you do in balance work, but just on your back instead of standing upright. Go ahead, exhale everything you have. And squeeze in. Knees come to elbows. Elbows come to knees. Little pause in between. On the breath in, there's a little space in between, I should say. And then squeeze. 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 Lift up, pull the core down, squeeze. Squeeze. You got this. Squeeze. Squeeze. Pull the belly down. Squeeze. Lift up. Pull up. Release. Switch sides. Right into it. No time to say, geez, what do I think about all this? Nope. Just squeeze. Just squeeze. Just squeeze. Just squeeze. Just squeeze. 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 Get the air out. Lift. Squeeze it out. Squeeze it out. Squeeze. Lift up to your highest point. Hold. Squeeze. Release. Arms out to the sides. Feet hip width apart. And just rest your hands on your lower belly. You see how one part of the body, though, really can ignite and help out the other just by the support. Like the spine's going to feel so much better because of the support of the core. And when you engage your core, everything kind of just engages and comes to life. Go ahead. Make your way to downward dog, however you get there. Yeah, I turn the lights down and it might feel really nice, but we're just going to do a little bit more before that Shavasana. Down dog, right leg in the air. Bring it right through your pigeon pose. And if you feel like, oh, I like pigeon on my back tonight, or I like pigeon seated, like there's so many options. You just find the one that fits your body. Just breathe. Wherever you are, whatever's happening, just let the exhales go. And there's always a shift. And more space is created as a result. Breathe nice and easy. Let the breathing out relax that hip. See, warrior ones and warrior twos, they were just priming you for pigeon. Aren't you excited to know that?
Yes, Miss Rowan.
You're right where you should be, that's my point. There was a time to be in warrior one, there was a time to be in warrior two. There was a time to be working your first job. There was a time for you to be in kindergarten. There was a time for, Mary, what's that festival that you love to go to?
Merle Fest.
Yeah.
Are you going this year?
No.
I am.
You are? Oh, awesome.
Yay! Yorma's gonna be there. Who?
Yorma Karponen from, Hot Tuna, Jefferson Airplane.
Nice. My
Breath
friend
in.
and I just booked tickets yesterday.
How ironic that I say that. I'm standing next to Kendra too. Breathe in and out. There was a time for you to be where you were. And yoga says, can you just be here? A time for you to open up your hip. And if your right foot is flexed, it'll start opening up the hip a little more, because you really get opening through the hips by really engaging the foot. And also, just so you know, it makes it a little more intense if you didn't already need more of that. But the more you bring breathing into flow in your body, instead of choppy and fluctuating between being in your body, being in your head, being in your body, being in your head, being present, being asleep, being conscious and unconscious. But the more you start to get and generate flow, the more you can really fully be wherever you are. Switch sides, come out of it easy though. Right effort going in, right effort going out. You can open up, you take that leg up and open up the hip if you want. Then just make your way to the other side. If you can, Jim, turn your back foot toward 12 o'clock behind you. That's it. Yep. There's countless things that I've learned being a student. Every time I get on my mat, every day I become a student again. And I used to think I had to be a yoga master, but now I think I'm really okay being really humble to remain a student, which probably makes me more of an advanced student by the willingness to just begin again. And one of the things I've learned, and it's not an overnight thing, it's been years and years. One of the things I've learned is when you're in your body, you're more in the flow of your own inner guidance system. And your inner guidance system really is altogether different than what your head says, or the stuff in your head other people have told you. But your intuition is your inner compass. And the clearer you are in your mind, and more open you are in your heart, and more receptive you become, and healthier your body is. Like the reception comes in really loud and clear for where your intuition nudges you to go. Which will never fail you. practice, I had to learn that. Breath in, breath out. And the clearer you get, and the more you become empowered, and the more you recognize your intuition is a real thing, and it's a system that works on your behalf and my behalf, so that our life stays the course of our path and where we belong. And yoga just helps to make that reception clearer. Breath in, breath out. And that's the value of excavating all the excess noise of head chatter, getting a space with ourselves so we can hear. And then our intuition feels respected. It's like any other relationship. Through the practice of yoga, you strengthen, you stretch, but you cultivate a closer connection to your own intuition. Palms press the floor. Leg comes out slow. Down facing dog. Leg can lift, open wide. You can lift that leg up and open it wide to the sound of the saluting the train right outside. And then you roll your hip down and you make your way out onto your back. And on your back, you can take your legs straight up in the air. You can put your block underneath your hips. Like if your legs were like a waterfall. You can bring yourself into a shoulder stand. And from either legs up in the air, shoulder stand, can move into plow. And Jim, why don't you take your block and put it under your head?
That sounds nice.
Yeah, so you give yourself that support. Breathe out, Kendra. Sometimes it's just nice to get off the legs and feet, especially before bed. When you're ready, come out, all the way out onto your back, or stay where you are. You have the block under your bum and you can really relax into it, legs in the air, and you enjoy it, stay. Like stay. And when you're ready for your Shavasana, finish out by just taking a reclining twist, right knee bending, take it over left, exhale as you gently turn your head to the right shoulder. Chin tucks down towards your chest, neck has length. Making sure to do the other side as you exhale and come on up and over. And you can either take your legs straight out in front of you, or you can bring the soles of your feet together, knees open wide.
you can rest in a way that feels good. And your body is your teacher. If you're not comfortable, your body will let you know that through feeling. And it'll also let you know, if you play around with it, how to get comfortable. And that's where you start developing a relationship to your inner teacher. And I just support that. I support the guru already in you. your chest, nice and slow. Take your time. Squeeze in as you send the breath out. Rock gently side to side. Roll all the way to your right. Make a pillow with your arms under your head. Draw your knees into your chest. Your tailbone just thinks about lengthening toward your heels. The floor is supporting you. Drop in just a little more. Bring your palms into the floor. Press down. It takes pressure off your spine when you use your palms to sit up. Sit comfortably. Big breath in. Open air exhalation. As the practice brings you closer to yourself, bow to your body, to something you appreciate about you. It can be anything. Something you appreciate about someone or some part of your life. We practice yoga to remember, and to remember well what matters most and not what matters least. Namaste.
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 Nice work, you guys.
That was hard.
That was what?
That was hard.
Yeah, you did awesome.
It's the best workout I've had in a long time.
Oh, me too.
You guys did
Actually,
great.
I was psyched that I did as much as I could.